Hi, welcome back to Sover the game engine update. Previously, I only made games using buttons, but now, as you can see, I made a beautiful grid and some sprites that can exist on the grid, which means I can make games now with way better graphics, which will hopefully make them more interesting and accessible and everything. Currently, I only made a few sprites, like this leaf sheep slug, which is a real world animal and I love them so much. And I also made pigeons. Pigeons were the first animal I made because I love pigeons as well. And I made them using this same game, which I can show you now. If I click switch to draw, now I'm switched to draw and I can use paths to create any shape I want. Currently I'm on the create vertex tool, and if I press and hold the button, I could make some random paths or any path. And I can move these around and add more of them if I want some. And I can make a new layer as well and make like an eye and another eye, I guess. And also a beautiful mouth. But now I just made a face. And I can also color stuff in, like clicking change color. Currently I can only input colors using text, but I can also just simply write the name of a color like light yellow, which is obvious to this color, of course. And I can make it be filled in instead of just the outline. And I can also add an outline to it to be like black. And I can set every layer to be the same. I can make the eyes be like blue or something, I don't know. Amazing. I can also rename these layers to make it easier to work with them. I can also hide them, which means I can't select it currently, which is really useful for some of the other tools. I can also delete layers, and the best part of the whole thing is I can press Ctrl Z to undo. And I can undo everything and redo everything. I can also use these buttons up top to do the same. I can change the width of the lines as well to be like a lot bigger, and now everything's bigger. There's also a select tool. While you're on it, you can still just like move around stuff, but you can also select multiple and move around multiple, which is really useful. And you can scale and rotate the selected points as well. Like let's say for whatever reason I don't like where the face is, I can like move it around, but now it looks weird, so let me rotate it. And I can like it rotates based on where you click. So as you can see, I can rotate around this point or anything. It's beautiful. And I can scale it, which is also is from where you click. You can also press shift to only scale in like the main axes. It's amazing. They're looking up now somehow. They fell over, sadly. Yeah, I could select all of these and rotate them from the middle to like make them look okay, that's beautiful. They look very trustworthy, I would say, I think. And now I can copy its shape to the clipboard and put it into my game if I wanted to. I can also load in any of the previous shapes I made. And I can also just use the name of them, so I can load the leaf sheep slug. You can see that this is how I made it. And I actually named all of the layers. The layers work the same way as in any other program. You can like move them up or down, and the bottom ones get drawn first, and then it draws them from bottom to top. You can also change what kind of point it is, but that's not very important for me. But I can make them be just simple points and not curves by clicking them twice. And now it's very it's very beautiful. And yeah, that's the whole program, and I can still undo everything I did and go back to this one as well. The undo and redo was the best feature in this whole thing. Hi, I'm back a bit over 2 weeks later. This editor is mostly the same as it was, except now I have the move selected to edge. That's for if I want some points to be exactly on the edge, I can select them and move to the edge. And I can change them to this and have the outline of the box. And I use this to make the picture knight, which is this beauty. And there's no maze anymore. But if you finish editing, then you can play one of 4 games. I want a 5th one. First, I made this find feature. Click your original creature out of the copies. Every level becomes harder. The word out is probably wrong there. I might rewrite that. But basically, you start it. And there are 8 buttons, and only one of them is your original, and the other ones are all severely messed up. But as you go up in levels, the closer and closer they'll get to the original. This one is one of the easiest ones to get right because every small change is pretty obvious. And I spent way too much time on making this picture, so that's why I know these a bit more. But usually you would get to like level 5 before it becomes impossible. Basically, that's the point that you make a creature. Currently, I made like a picture, but usually you would make a feature, and you can play some games with them to assess their stats basically. This stat is for how easy it is to pick them out from clones, and you have 3 lives. I probably will replace that with actual hearts. But if you pick the wrong stuff 3 times, then you get put back to the main menu again, and you can see how many levels you got. And if you go back, you can also see your levels there. There's the fight, the difference one, that's currently not done yet. I don't think I can exit it once I start it, so I'm gonna wait with that a bit. There's a personality test. Answer personality questions based on what your creature would answer. Currently, you can't see the results yet. It's also something that I need to do. I really love the colors of the buttons here though. Here's the first 4 questions are just the usual like personality based questions. So this is for like introvert or extrovert thingy. But this house is very solitary, so they never get recharged from others. They're slightly more emotional. Would they rather be in cities over being in nature? They are the nature, so no. Do they try to make the world a better place? Yeah, kind of. And here are some fears that they can have. They can toggle in, and all of them have a different color, and they're beautiful. I love these colors. They fear big things for sure, and they fear not having enough space, also known as space hunt. And I think that's it. And done. And yeah, currently doesn't display your results, but soon it will. And I have the which digit is it. Answer questions about your creature. Then you get which digits from 0 to 9 they are. Why are these sentences so weird? Whatever. Sorry. I love the damn face cam corner. Here there are only like technically 4 questions, but usually only 3 because there are 10 numbers. Are they popular? No. Are they mysterious? Yes. Would you trust them to be in your house? I mean, I feel like they built a pretty cool house there, so yes. It's one, I guess. And the last one that's currently kind of started but not done at all is using this picture, so it's gonna be a bit weird. Click on things that aren't in both pictures. Currently, everything is in both pictures. Okay, so your creature is being put on the roof right now for some reason. It's not randomized yet, and all pictures have everything. But yeah, basically, some of the entities would be different on the 2 pictures, and you would have to select them. Hello, welcome back. It has been 3 months since the last recording. I haven't been up to that much programming in that time, but I did manage to finish this game at least. As you can see, I made some beautiful icons for the tools, and I don't think that that's self-explanatory, so I made some text appear when you hover over them. But aside from that, the editor is the same as it was. So now you have a clone button as well. So you can clone a layer, and then while you select, you can press Ctrl to only select one layer. And you kind of have to keep pressing Ctrl, but then you can move it around, and it's very cool. That was very useful for making the icons, especially the scale one, which is the weirdest one out of these. Yeah, I think I just load up the icon for this one. There you go. I did manage to make the 5th game like I was planning to. And also the find the difference is also working now. So like here, there's a pigeon, but there's no pigeon there, so you can click it. And there are 5 differences each level, and they get harder as you go. And there are only 5 levels. Also, I made the hearts actually show up as hearts. I'll show how it looks when you lose one. It's just gray. And sometimes instead of trees, there are these alien houses that I made. I try to make it so you can always detect the differences, but sometimes it might be impossible. But that should only be a problem at the later levels. Of course, here you can see something in the window that's not on the other one. And here's the last difference. Yeah, sometimes your creature is on the path. It took so long to get the coordinates correct to make these. I think it's pretty fun if you like find the differences. And here's the final level. It's beautiful. I think originally I just wanted the levels to go on forever. But the problem is that it's so tempting to try to do all of them. Like, it would have been a really horrible experience to like go to like level 10 or something. But you would have been very compelled to do it. That 3 is not on the other one. Let's go. I did all 5. And there's a relations chart as well, where you meet other creatures that I made. You can read their like descriptions, their personality, their fears, and their alignment. And you just click what relations they would have with your creature. I think the delete button is the enemy of a pigeon. And I also made this result screen once you played all of the games, which is very similar to the previous screen you saw, but you can also see the relations here. And also how well you did in the find the creature and the find the difference games. And that's about it actually. As I said before, this game is mostly just so I can make sprites for my games. Technically you can also use it to make sprites, but it saves them in a very specific way that works works well with my game engine, but I don't know what else you would use it for. But yeah, that's it for the game. It is released on my website now. There is no high score in it, but I might add one later if I really want every game to have high scores. As I happen to record this at the weirdest time at 6 p.m. so the background is red. Yeah, thank you so much for watching the video, and sorry it took so long to make one. I have some more videos in the works, mainly 2 more that are less about games I make and more just like some generic programming projects. Like I made a mod for a game that I would like to make a video on, but since I haven't made a video in a long time, it's gonna be a bit difficult. But hopefully after those I can make some videos on some new games. I'll do my best to actually finish one. I have a lot of them in the work, but they're nowhere near close to being done. And I might even make some progress videos on them so I can make longer games. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching and bye.